it's more in the everyday life. It's not like a big obvious thing that is different. It's just in the everyday life, like you can take food like out, all the time, like coffee, any food, and in France it's more like you sit down, you chat.
Yeah, and I was surprised how students like speak up in the classes and stuff, and how like students and professors are really close.
That people here are a bit more open to diversity, especially to maybe cultural or racial issues.
When I first got to Santa Cruz, I guess the first and kind of simple thing was just the loudness with which people talk. And it is different to England. People kind of talk with a bit more, I'm not sure if it's confidence, but definitely more vigour.
Oh, food, I have to say, yeah. Yeah, like food was really different, so I miss Japanese food a lot. I kind of got over it, but I still sometimes need to eat Japanese food. Especially because I go to dining hall every day, almost like every day, so that's not really good.
You kind of can see how Americans are so isolated and insulated from all the media, and just sports different from the rest of the world. There's no international sports or anything like that.
You don't recycle much at all. I think American girls are really loud.
Sometimes they're a bit loud, but I think it's just because they like. I don't think they do it on purpose, but that's something that sometimes gets on my nerves. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The police here are a bit annoying. They're a bit. I don't know. They're on a bit of a power trip, which is a bit irritating.
I think it's really hard. Like a lot of people are like, yeah, we should do this and we should do that and we should see each other again. But in the end, there is nothing.
Maybe the friendships you make are a bit superficial, in the beginning, and I think it takes a while to really get to know people. And here, when I go to a party, it's like, wow, drinking beer and drinking games, and then they are all bragging about it, that they are 21 and that they are able to drink and stuff like that. So then they are very loud about that subject. We just have a beer and are chill and relax. And one thing about the hugs, for example, I don't get those.
The what?
Hugs, hugging each other when you see each other. I was at a friend's place. She introduced me to some girlfriends of her. And when they left, I spoke a few words with them. They gave me a hug. And when I hug somebody, it's because I love those people, because they're close friends to me. So that's really the thing, like, what are you doing? I don't know you, why are you hugging me?
Yeah.
What I liked about America, the cultural change, is it's much more relaxed here, very open.
I don't know. Like, they're really friendly. That's a really good thing. Yeah.
Yeah, way more open up here. Everybody greets you with a nice hello, nice to meet you, how are you doing, and stuff. So whereas in Germany, people tend to be rather.
No.
Once you get to know them, they can be really open and friendly, but it takes quite a while to. They gotta get to know you a bit better before they're like really open.
Especially in Santa Cruz, there's more of an openness, and people are just more willing to kind of listen and kind of get to know strangers, I think. Definitely more than London, where you just kind of met with this blank, kind of blinkered sort of existence.
To be honest, I was about to mention the weather, because like every time I wake up here, it's like blue sky, no cloud at the sky, and it's just gorgeous,
It's alright, you just got to sort out your place, America, and then that's it, and then you got it down.
On that insightful note, thanks to everyone who participated. Now back to you in the studio.
Are you looking for a new bike but don't know what to get? Well, Santa Cruz County would recommend you get a new state-of-the-art folding bike. In an attempt to raise bus ridership, the county is offering up to a $250 cash rebate incentive to commuters who buy folding bikes that can easily fold and fit in the aisleways of buses. Thanks, Santa Cruz.
The UCSC premiere of Jonestown, The Life and Death of the People's Temple took place on March 6th. The documentary examines the life of Jim Jones, the People's Temple, and the events surrounding one of the largest mass suicides in U.S. history. Here's Wes McCormick with the full story.
Hello and welcome to the UCSC premiere of Jonestown, The Life and Death of People's Temple.
Hello. I want to thank you all so much for coming. This is our Santa Cruz premiere of the film. It's also our first time in Santa Cruz ever. It's just been incredible to be here, and really it's been fantastic. It's just really an incredible place. So thank you all for inviting us.
Jonestown, Life and Death of People's Temple is a documentary on People's Temple and Jim Jones, the leader of People's Temple, which is probably most famous at this point for being the largest mass suicide, in quotes, in modern history. 909 members of People's Temple died together in Guyana in 1978. They died by drinking the Kool-Aid, which has become a phrase that pretty much everybody in our culture knows, even though we were shocked to discover that so many young people don't know where the phrase comes from.
I thought it was a really excellent film. It's really powerful. I suggest everyone go see it. I had no idea about the topic. I mean, very little idea about the topic before, and really gave the other side, I guess.
I heard a radio documentary on the 25th anniversary of Jonestown that interviewed some survivors, and I was shocked by how sane they sounded, how normal they sounded, and when they described their time in the People's Temple as the best time in their lives, despite what happened at the end, I knew there was something more to the story than what I knew. And all I knew was, or all I thought I knew was, it was a bunch of crazy people who committed suicide when their religious leader told them to do it. But it made me very curious about the story, and we talked about it, and Stanley heard the radio documentary, and then we started pursuing it and found out that it was a very interesting story.
This is a very intense film. I really recommend anyone to check it out. It's something I haven't seen it. So I love to tell the plot, but at the very end, I just get like, oh my God, this is really intense. Right? So it's about generating that at the end. But the whole story, the sound was great. These people did an awesome job. I think totally, people should check it out.
Well, the film had its world premiere. It was in a lot of festivals last year. It won a lot of festivals actually, and it's been
35 cities?
35 cities or something around the country so far. But it actually airs on PBS on April 9th on a show called American Experience. So check your local listings, but it airs on American Experience April 9th.
Thanks so much for coming. Thank you, Casey.
This is Wes McCormick, reporting to you live.
In her farewell piece for BSN, Christina Bashai takes an in-depth look at the beach flats near the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Christina?
The beach flats is the only really sort of identifiable ethnic neighborhood in Santa Cruz. It's also clearly the lowest income neighborhood in Santa Cruz. People have been shot in the beach flats neighborhood and stabbed, and the police show up and nobody saw anything. 15 shots were fired, but nobody heard anything or saw anything.
Well, the problems that occur in the beach flats tend to be focused on gang activity.
The majority of the people that lived in that community were Latinos, recent immigrants coming from majority of them from Mexico, or from El Salvador, Nicaragua, and other places. And definitely there was, you could see the difference between that community and downtown or other communities in Santa Cruz.